My name is Wesley Charles Tank. I live in Milwaukee. I go by multimedia performing artist, but I'm a filmmaker at heart. When I was 16, I took a video productions class and started making videos in high school. And a friend of mine was making music in his kitchen and showed me some music software and recording software, and so I started making music as well as video at the same time, right around the same age. And yeah, that was kind of like just where it began, and there wasn't any like major turning point, I guess, that caused it. I was a big basketball player. My dad was a basketball coach, and at a certain point, I think I realized I wasn't going to go to the NBA, and I was like, maybe I should try something else. And I started getting inspired by movies and by art and by rap music and just all of the wonders of culture, and that kind of took me in a different direction. I graduated in '02 from high school, and I really started right away doing professional video work. I did highlight videos for basketball camps. You know, that was kind of really how I got my start, was doing highlight videos for like sports and stuff, because I was such in that world. I went to UW Milwaukee for film, and I was kind of getting that experience, learning the craft, learning all of the technical aspects. But even while that was going on, I was making work. I was doing stuff outside of school. On winter break, I was making films, you know, and I was just, winter break, summer break, it was like just make my own stuff. And during that whole time, I was making rap albums as well. Teaching yourself is incredibly important, and you know, and learning from your elders and taking in other people's experience is really important. But you know, you're really gonna, you know, the more you can like follow your inspiration and like, I don't really understand that, but I want to learn about it and I want to figure it out, you know. So I kind of, and honestly, when I was in college, we were learning on completely different cameras than what we use now. Technology changes so quickly that, you know, every year you have to learn a new trick or something. And in our field, we really have to just continue to level up from a gear standpoint, from an aesthetic standpoint. It's all about leveling up. It's all about teaching yourself. Now we have this amazing resource of YouTube where we can learn about anything. You know, we can really teach ourselves anything, and you know, and going beyond YouTube, you can find an online course about just about anything. I've honestly learned the most by just like doing, just by throwing myself out there. I learn, you know, making mistakes, not being afraid to fail, jumping into the river and trying to swim upstream is a lot of how I've learned. And you know, and sometimes you can just like let yourself fall back and go with the stream, and you'll learn that way as well. For a long time, I was performing my own original music and toured. I did a lot of shows and various levels of shows, and sometimes I would play, you know, theaters and clubs, and sometimes I would play basements and parties. And it was probably around 2015 when I played a show in Minneapolis at a basement show, and I found a copy of One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish on the ground, and had a Dr. Dre beat on my phone, and spontaneously decided to rap it at this party. And this room full of hipsters, you know, just like kind of like they were just you know, they went nuts. It was like, you know, it just like turned the party out. And I was like, huh, that was interesting, you know, because like my brand of rap music is more on the artsy side, I guess. You know, weird poetry, avant-garde styles of rap. The Dr. Seuss stuff really connected like immediately. And so I started peppering different Dr. Seuss books into my sets. So March of 2020, I'm stuck at home. I have my my video production company. I'm sitting in my house as we are right now, literally in this spot, and I don't know what to do. All of my client projects were kind of frozen at the time. We were like, oh, we can't really do shoots. We can't do, you know, there wasn't much we could do outside of the home. And so I started picking up trash in Washington Park, and I'd walk across the street to Washington Park and just kind of like contemplate what was going to happen. You know, it was such an uncertain time. And suddenly I got the idea. I was like, you know, I should just record that Dr. Seuss project. I should just take all the songs that I've been performing for years and record them, and I might as well film myself doing it and throw it on YouTube. So that was how it happened. I was picking up trash, had the idea, came home, set up right here at this table, and I hit record and uploaded it to YouTube. It caught fire pretty quickly. The first one caught fire, and it went viral within a week, and within a few weeks it went on the front page of Reddit, and from there it went to the trending page of YouTube. And this was Fox and Socks was the first one. I followed it up with Green Eggs and Ham and the Lorax and so forth, and suddenly I became a YouTuber who was uploading videos every week and trying to keep up. I started calling them StoryRaps. That project led to a streaming service out of Canada called Cadoodle TV reaching out, and they said, hey, we love your Dr. Seuss videos. We'd love for you to make some originals for us. And I said, okay. And I was like, can we call it StoryRaps? And they were like, yeah. And so that was where StoryRaps, the show, began. And so then I'm making my own rap versions of Three Little Pigs and Humpty Dumpty and Henny Penny, and just you know, making original rap versions of those well-known stories. It's my job, you know. My YouTube is my passion and my business, but of course I also do other stuff. I also do client work and things like this. Having worked for streaming services and you know, different levels of clients and stuff, it's awesome. TankThink grew out of my freelance practice, which I have been doing, you know, really, you know, since before college. The name TankThink didn't come until 2020. I made that name because it's my name, TankThink. A lot of what we do with TankThink is community-driven projects and things that are helping people, things that involve social justice and community health and people that are doing strong things. We want to empower and you know, give the best platform to people who are doing quality work. The people around the world that are watching my videos are like my client. I have to consider them every time I upload a video. I have to consider what people want to get when they come to my page. I always keep the mantra, books, beats, and life. That's what you're gonna get when you come to my YouTube page, you know? When you come to TankThink, you're getting creative media for community good. Those are sort of our mantras that we keep repeating, and we want to bring that value to every single project. And what I love is how those two things can overlap, and how what we do on the local level can reverberate globally. I try to look at it like when I'm working with a client, I'm there to solve a problem for them. I generally will ask them a lot of questions up front. My company, TankThink, works with a lot of community groups and government entities and nonprofits and people that are generally in here for the greater good. I only work with clients that I believe in their cause. To me, it's like really important to tell their story and give meaning behind it, and of course make it look sexy and make it look cool. Add a layer of depth to it. It's not just pretty pictures. It is pretty pictures, but there's something more, there's something deeper to it. And I think that like our clients really respond to that, and they like that a lot. And because they know that when they work with us that they're gonna get that added value. Collaboration is gigantic in what I do. I mean, filmmaking is a collaborative medium. My work always gets better when I work with other people. And I do a lot of stuff solo, but most of my work involves other people in some way. I've been told I'm a good collaborator. I do my best. I try to listen to what my collaborators need and know my role in every project. If I'm an actor, then I'm deferring to the director. I know my place. If I'm directing, I try to consider the crew and what the subject is feeling, and try to always have empathy for everybody else that's on set. If I'm making a music video for a rapper, I'm thinking about how do they want to be imaged? How can this feel like it's coming from them as much as possible, so that their brand is getting represented properly. I feel like I have an ability to have vision and be there when it needs to be there, and I also have the ability to kind of mute that a little bit if it's time for somebody else to shine. One of my favorite things to do is just being a cinematographer and not having to edit it. Just take the footage, have it, cut it however you want, I did my part, you can have it. I've been the opposite. I've been handed a hard drive full of footage and, take that and do, these edits on it, It's all just part of the process. We're all just trying to communicate and connect with an audience and provide value. Follow your passion, follow your play, follow what's fun. What makes you inspired, what makes you feel creative, what gives you that kind of percolating feeling of ooh, this is exciting to me. Also, think about the thing that you're not doing. Think about that thing, that cabinet in the back of your mind that you've been meaning to fix. What's that passion project that's been on the back burner for too long, that you're like, man, that's what I really want to be doing, Do that. Find the time, make the time to do that thing that you want to do, that you really need to do. That thing that you are putting on the back burner could be the thing that propels you to have the life and the career that you want to have. Because at that point, you're addressing your passion, your truest intent. And that's what's going to keep you going. If you're feeding that, you're never going to get tired. You're only going to want to do that.
such thing as a, no such thing as a, no such thing as a, no such thing as a